Ladies and gentlemen, this is Dave from OrgoneGenerator.com, and in this video I'm going to tell you why candle magic does not work. Okay, a lot of people are into candle magic, it's cool, but in general, we would argue that candle magic does not work. So I'm going to tell you why it doesn't work, and I'm going to tell you how you can actually get it to work. Okay, and I've got the Performer 2400 here, I've got a giant pyramid, and as you can see, I've got a target link and a trend link and a lighter. So let's review what candle magic is. All right, let's review what magic is. Magic is simply a manifestation. It is simply an operation. You will have a target, you will have a desired outcome, effect, or result for that target. And so what people are trying to do with candle magic, the parts of an operation, a manifestation, are a target, a desired outcome, effect, or result, which we call a trend, and life energy, a source of life energy. All right. What candle magic is trying to do is, with the candle, they're trying to provide the energy. Okay. In essence, people who just do basic candle magic are trying to use the candle as an orgone generator, as a life energy generator, as a chi generator, a prana generator. And that does not work, okay? Because the candle is not an orgone generator. It represents an orgone generator. Now, what a candle could do, so let's say you don't have an orgone generator and you're trying to do magic, you're trying to do a manifestation, you're trying to do an operation. Where would you get life energy from? You would get it from your own body. Our bodies are 24/7 orgone generators. You know, everybody's body is a 24/7 chi generator. You're producing life energy, and you actually produce a pretty good amount. And when you learn to project it properly, you might be surprised how much you produce. Okay. Additionally, you could get it from nature. A lot of sages and gurus throughout the ages, you know, they've gone into nature and come out changed. They've gone into nature to have realizations, to level up. Trees produce, got a lot of trees right here. By the way, if you hear crazy sounds, there's a thunderstorm moving in, so just in case. Trees produce life energy. There are high orgone environments, like next to a rushing river, right? Motion. Other animals produce orgone. Additionally, like let's say that you are a sage, a guru, you have a following of people. Your followers, you can pull on their energy. If they're thinking about you a lot and wrestling with your teachings, they're sending you life energy. Intention plus calories leads to life energy being sent. Okay, so a lot of these big gurus and sages, they will pull on the energy of their followers. All right, and so what the candle could do, so let's say they're going to put, and I'm just going to do this. So I've got, this would be the target link. It could be a picture of someone. You know, people do candle magic differently. But in general, okay, they're going to have a target link, and then they're going to have a trend link. You know, so target link, who is this spell going after? What does the spell do? And it could be much more elaborate, depending on like the tradition or just like what someone likes to do. So they're going to put that near the candle, right? Here, I'll do it like this, so it's not on the generator. They're going to put that near the candle. And then they're going to, now they need the life energy to complete the operation. And they're going to light the candle, okay? So now what I think the candle could do for some people is help focus their own life energy, okay? Like in a way, it's kind of like a trend link for their life energy, you know, because it represents energy, right? Fire has often represented life energy or been used to release life energy for a long time. So when they light the candle, they are focusing their own life energy, and the candle represents that. Or maybe they're sending it, you know, to the candle, but they're sending it in the general area. Okay, and again, it's going to depend on the person, their background, and like what they personally like to do. Okay, so can candle magic work if you have a skilled practitioner who is good at focusing and projecting their own life energy? Sure, but you don't need the candle, right? You don't need the candle at all. The candle by itself is not valuable. Now, here's how I would make candle magic work, and you might realize it based on how I had things at the video. I would put the candle on the generator. I'm going to blow it out. So I would put the candle on the generator. I would put my target link on the generator. I would put my trend link on the generator. And then I would go through my normal process. Basically, like maybe you've got a process that you like, that you've done a lot, that you believe in. If you have that, that's good. Ritual itself is a potential source of life energy. That's something we've talked about a little bit, but like take a ritual that's been practiced for thousands of years. There is likely life energy in the ritual itself that the practitioner can pull on. Take communion for Christians, for instance. Christians have been doing communion for a long time. The Platonic form, if you will, like the form of communion, because so much energy has been sent to it over hundreds and thousands of years, probably contains life energy that a priest can pull on. So he doesn't just have to use his life energy, doesn't just have to use his followers' life energy. He can pull on the form of communion. He can pull on the form of the church itself, right? And so what I would do with candle magic is whatever you normally do, get yourself an Orgone generator, so you actually have life energy being produced. Go through, put all your materials on the generator. I mean, that's literally what these plates are for. You could also put it on, anywhere, I would say on the generator or anywhere near the generator. Okay, and you see back here, I've got a pyramid, and I've got a power booster, and there's the Orgone output tube. So you could also put your candles and your structural links back here in front of the silver tube. Okay, I like to put things on there, so that's personally what I would do. But anywhere near, because this is emitting ambient Orgone, which is going to supercharge your spell, your operation, your manifestation. So I would basically get a generator, flip it on, and go through the exact same process that I normally go through. And I am you. So go through the exact same process that you normally do. So you got your target link, you got your trend link, you're saying things, you're thinking things, you have visualizations, you light the candle, and then boom. Now suddenly you're gonna have an operation that works. Now you're gonna have a manifestation that works. Now you're gonna have a spell that actually works because you have the boost of Orgone, of chi, of universal life energy, prana, coming from the machine. Previously, you only had your own, or your followers, or nature, or all the stuff we talked about. Now, you have a 24/7 generator of life energy that you have now told it what to do. And it's going to figure out how. It's going to use universal intelligence to figure out how. So, in general, I would suggest to you that candle magic by itself is insufficient to work for most people. All right, there'll always be some people who are really good at projecting their own life energy after like lots of practice. What an Orgone generator does is it removes the need for so much practice. You can make decades of progress in a day. Decades of progress in a day, because like the real progress comes from learning to focus your own life energy. All right, the number one reason manifestations fail is a lack of life energy. The generator fixes that problem. So if you practice candle magic and you would like to see better results, I would really suggest you get a generator, actually any generator. You don't have to get the Performer. I mean, even the JU99. the JU1000, the RAD 1000. Get any life energy generator, any chi generator, any orgone generator, and do your normal process, and then check the results. Okay, so this is Dave, OrgoneGenerator.com. If you'd like to learn how to harness the full power of orgone generators, really recommend you join our private community, our school group. It is skool.com/orgone. That is where we give exclusive training, our best training. We give really personalized advice, personalized coaching. You have direct access to us. And we are going to, we're going to teach you how to use an orgone generator to its full potential. Okay, and so check that out. I'll throw down a link. Also, you're on YouTube. We got a lot of videos. We're going to keep making more. But that's it for today. Hopefully, if you know someone who does candle magic, I'd really recommend sending them this video and getting their feedback. Drop any feedback in the comments. Let us know if you have any questions, and we will talk to you soon.